Kenny's here.
Roop's here. Hey, Bill, how are you?
Hey, good, bud. How you been?
I've been well.
What a cluster going on in a couple of these states, huh?
Oh, baby.
I mean, I think you could have seen it coming when you just. I read a clip that Barack Obama said. He was talking about mail-in ballots and fraud in 2008. He goes, Oregon does a great system. They scan in all the signatures. They have this and that. But until people do that, I don't think we should do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be drug out.
Listen, I was surprised about the U.S. Senate. These pollsters are all. I mean, these people spend hundreds of millions of dollars and still got smoked.
I know, and just even how off they were in Missouri. I mean, Parson with by 15. They were thinking that was going to be like 7 and 9 on a good day.
What about? Hey, Jason. Bill's here.
Sylvie's here.
Hey, Brian. Yeah. What about that race in Maine? That sheesh. That Senate race. I was just close. All this money being spent, though, man.
I know. Insane.
Maida Coleman is here.
Hey,
Morning,
Maida.
Commissioner.
Good morning, y'all.
So who wants to start a polling company?
Why would you people waste their money on that now?
Well, I mean, the established ones seem to be a vacuum, so why not start a new one?
I asked that 4 years ago. Why would anybody use the polling company?
I want to put a betting line out there on the over/under for the Georgia special election in January 5th. The amount spent.
Yeah.
I mean, what, 300 million?
Yeah. They will throw everything at that.
All right. Well, did I hear Commissioner Holzman?
You did.
All right. So we're all in attendance. It is now 10:15. So we will go ahead and call the meeting to order. Due to COVID-19, the Commission will continue conducting agendas via WebEx for the foreseeable future. And I ask those participating on the call, please mute your phone unless you need to speak. First order of business is to approve the minutes from October 28th. You all have seen those. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from October 28th say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Those minutes are approved 5-0. We have 8 tariffs and new orders today, and then a closed session to discuss litigation. So we'll just jump right into it. First order is file number ET 2021-0094. This is in the matter of Evergy Missouri West, Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri West's annual RESRAM tariff filing. Evergy Missouri West submitted a tariff sheet that revises its renewable energy standard rate adjustment mechanism. The tariff sheet was substituted to correct a calculation. Staff reviewed the tariff sheet and recommended it be allowed to go into effect on December 1st. The rate adjustment through the tariff sheet will be a slight increase, so that a residential customer using 1,000 kilowatt hours a month would expect to see a monthly increase of about 2 cents on their electric bill. No other responses were received, and I recommend that we support approving this tariff sheet version 1. Commissioner Kinney.
I support the order.
Commissioner Roop.
As do I.
Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving this tariff sheet version 1 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That tariff sheet is approved 5-0. Next up, file number EO 2020-0315. This is a report and order authorizing the transfer of assets and regarding territorial and supplier exchange agreement. So this report and order is approving the joint application of Ameren, Missouri and a rural cooperative, Three Rivers Electric Cooperative, for a territorial agreement and exchange of service suppliers for certain areas of Cole and Osage counties. Under the agreement, Ameren would provide service and acquire assets for what is currently under Three Rivers service territory in Frog Hollow, and Ameren would transfer its current service area in the Wardsville area to Three Rivers. The two companies will transfer the relevant assets as part of this agreement. About 270 current Three Rivers customers and 258 Ameren customers will be impacted by the switch in service. Ameren and Three Rivers state that the agreement will equalize the load while also reducing duplication of facilities for these areas. Now, I realize that there were comments from Three Rivers customers opposing the transfer, and I don't take that lightly. However, I do think that Three Rivers made a valid point with the expected growth that their existing infrastructure would not be able to be capable of providing reliable service, and upgrades by Three Rivers would come at a significant cost to all of its members. So, whereas Ameren's system could better manage that load and service needs of the Frog Hollow area. So I think it's in the public interest and to support the territorial exchange agreement, and I support this report in order as drafted version 3. Commissioner Kinney?
I am in support.
Commissioner Root?
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order on the territorial exchange. I agree with you. But I'll be interested to see when this all shakes out what the delta was for the Frog Hollow ratepayers to switch carriers like this. And I'll be watching that as it comes through. So I support the order.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 3, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number EO 2021-0066. This is in the matter of a determination of special contemporary resource planning issues to be addressed by the Empire District Electric Company in its next triennial compliance filing or next annual update report. So this order establishes the special contemporary issues that we would like Liberty, which is formerly the Empire District Electric Company, to address as part of their integrated resource plan annual update. Now, as we mentioned last week, and as this order makes clear, these are issues that the Commission believes should be addressed. However, we don't intend for a utility to spend an unreasonable amount to address these issues, nor do we expect them to repeat work that is adequately addressed elsewhere if they would just point that out. So that being said, we are definitely seeing major environmental, economic, and technology trends in the energy sector. So we look forward to not only Liberty, but also the other electric companies' responses to these issues in the subsequent orders. So I recommend that we support this order as drafted version 3. Commissioner Kinney?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr.
this is Judge Woodruff.
Oh, yes.
There's actually a version 4 that went out about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, I apologize for that. Version 4. Okay. Commissioner Kinney?
And Judge, could you tell us what change was in version 4?
I can. It was a change requested by Commissioner Holtzman, and it was in. Let me pull it up here. It was in ordered paragraph B2, and it just changed the language a little bit. I'll get it up here in just a second.
Yeah, why don't you just read us that change?
I will do that. If I can get my computer to cooperate here. Okay, this is in the section on virtual power plant, section 2. It now reads, pardon me? It now reads, examine the possibility of using other DER resource candidates in addition to customer-owned solar as the basis for development and operation of a virtual power plant. So it adds the DER.
Oh. Okay, added the DER. Okay.
And-
Mr. Chairman, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I appreciate your comments regarding the your comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Judge Woodruff, before we continue, that change will be consistent in the next 3 orders. Is that correct? In all of the special contemporary orders?
Yes, all the special contemporary orders.
And so they will all be version 4 and they will all contain that language.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. Commissioner Roop
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman
I support the order.
and Commissioner Holzman. Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order. Does my mute not work?
Yep, we
Hello?
got you there. Yep, no, we got you.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 4, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up is file numbers EO 2021-0067 and EO 2021-0068. This is in the matter of the determination of special contemporary resource planning issues to be addressed by Evergy Missouri West and Evergy Missouri Metro in the next triennial compliance filing or the next annual update report. So similar to the prior order, this order identifies those special contemporary issues that the Commission would like Evergy to address in its next IRP filing, and I recommend that we support this order as drafted version 4. Commissioner Kinney?
I am in support.
Commissioner Roop?
I am supporting as well.
Commissioner Coleman?
I'm in support.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving this order as drafted version 4, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. And the final one of these, file number EO 2021-0069. This is in the matter of a determination of special contemporary resource planning issues to be addressed by Ameren, Missouri in its next triennial compliance filing or next annual update report. This is the same as the previous 2 and also version 4. So I recommend that we support the order as drafted version 4. Commissioner Kinney?
I support the order.
Commissioner Roop?
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 4, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Okay, next up, file number TO 2019-0346. This is an order regarding the suspension of assessment rate and increasing monthly support rate. So last year, the Commission issued an order granting a request of the Universal Service Board to suspend the Universal Service Fund assessment. Now, we didn't want to permanently suspend the collection of the assessment and wanted to see what impacts the changes and decreased participation levels would have on the Universal Service Fund. So the Universal Service Board supports continued suspension of the USF assessment through the end of 2021 and increasing the support amount for Lifeline voice-only service from $16.75 to $18.75 if the FCC's planned support reduction goes into effect on December 1st. The Missouri Small Telephone Company Group and the Missouri Independent Telephone Company Group submitted comments in support of that proposal. This commission is tasked with establishing the level of funding needed to accomplish the purposes of the Universal Service Fund, and we obviously give strong consideration to what the Universal Service Board recommends. So this order grants the staff and USB recommendation to suspend the assessment through the end of 2021. I recommend that we support this as drafted version 2, and Commissioner Kinney as chairman of the USB Board.
Oh, I wholeheartedly support the order.
All right. Commissioner Roop?
I support as well.
And Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is now approved 5-0. Next up, file number ET 2021-0110. This is in the matter of the application of Evergy Missouri West, Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri West for approval of tariff revisions. So Evergy Missouri West filed an application identifying 3 changes it would like to make in its current tariffs. Although revised tariffs have not been filed, the company is looking to file tariff sheets to go into effect next January. The company submitted examples of the tariff sheets with the 3 proposed changes as part of its Customer Forward program. Evergy Missouri West is looking to integrate and consolidate the customer service systems for all of its Evergy companies. So it wants to change the name from its current level payment plan to average payment plan. The company also wants to add a tariff revision to better explain its current estimation process. And the final revision would allow non-residential customers to pay with a credit or debit card with a third-party vendor transaction fee added. Staff reviewed and after suggested wording revision, recommended the application be approved. So this order grants the application for approval of the tariff revisions, and this is version 2. Commissioner Kinney?
I'm in support.
Commissioner Roop?
I'm in support as well.
Commissioner Coleman?
I'm in support.
And Commissioner Holzman?
Sure.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted, version 2, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. And finally today, file number ET 2021-0109. This is in the matter of the application of Evergy Missouri Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri Metro for approval of tariff revisions. So similar to the prior order, Evergy Missouri Metro is seeking to revise its tariff sheets as part of its Customer Forward program. If approved, the company anticipates filing tariff sheets with the proposed revisions to go into effect on January 18th. But plans to perform testing of changes to its customer systems before the rollout date. The proposed tariff changes to the Customer Forward program are consistent with the proposed changes in the previous order. Similar to that case, the staff reviewed the filings and submitted a recommendation that they be approved. No other responses were received, so I support this order, granting the application for approval to revise the tariff sheets, and this is also version 2. Commissioner Kinney?
I support the order.
Commissioner Roop?
As do I.
Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted, version 2, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. That concludes reports and orders for today. As I mentioned, we do have some closed litigation items to discuss, but before we have a motion to go into that, let's go over scheduling. Today from 12 to 1:30 is the continuation of the FRI Public Utility Symposium. Thursday, November 5th through Wednesday, November 11th is the NARUC annual meetings, which are being held virtually. 11:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday, November 11th is a state holiday. Thursday, November 12th, we have agenda at 10:15 a.m. Would the commission be okay with moving that to noon due to a hearing? Is there any objection to moving agenda to noon that day? All right, hearing none, we will plan on agenda at noon on Thursday, November 12th. Thursday, November 12th through Friday, November 13th, we have an evidentiary hearing in EU 2020-0350. That's Evergy's application for an AAO, allowing the companies to record and preserve costs related to COVID-19 related expenses. That will be held via WebEx beginning at 9 a.m., Judge Jacobs presiding, with a break at noon for us to conduct agenda. Wednesday, November 18th, agenda at 10:15 a.m. Thursday, November 19th, we have an evidentiary hearing in WC 2020-0407. That's Scott v. Missouri American Water Company. That will be held via WebEx at 9:15 a.m. with Judge Jacobs presiding. Wednesday, November 25th, agenda at 10:15 a.m. Depending on what we need to get done that week, with Thanksgiving, of course, being on Thursday. And then Wednesday, December 2nd, agenda at 10:15 a.m. So are there any questions, requests, or concerns regarding scheduling through December 2nd? Okay, hearing none, we do have a couple of items to discuss in closed session under section 610.021 sub 1 RISMO. So I would make a motion to move into closed session and adjourn immediately following. Is there a second?
A
Bruce
second.
second.
All right, I believe that was seconded by Commissioner Coleman. So it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of moving to closed session under 610.021 sub 1 RISMO, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That motion is approved 5-0. So we will now clear the line and adjourn immediately upon discussion of litigation.